Hey everyone, I'm AI Monic, your opening act while the real Monic gets ready to launch something new and blow your minds today. Once again, welcome to day 14 of the Search Atlas Livestreams. The real Monic is much funnier, but today I'm going to attempt to start the live with a little joke. Why did the SEO pro cross the road? He was desperate for traffic. If this is your first time jumping in, go watch day 1. That's where we launched the first Agentic SEO platform. Everything you've seen since then runs on the same engine. This software plans, executes, and ships. It doesn't wait around for someone to maybe implement something later. Today is a good one because we are launching something you have been asking us for months. Hint, it's the ultimate brain. While we get everything dialed in, drop your questions in the chat. I'm collecting them so Monic can tackle them live. So get ready, get set, and let's go. Day 14 is about to go live.
All right. Welcome. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Well, you guys have been waiting for something for a while. I think pretty much every live stream since we announced it, Armand, they were asking us for this one product. Don't say what it is.
Yeah.
But this product, and I've never seen as many people as excited for today, what we're about to drop, as what we're about to launch. And so I'm really excited to show it to you. Armand's really excited to show it to you.
Super excited. I was literally grinning ear to ear this morning, guys.
Yeah, we're feeling really good about it. But before we say what it is, do you guys like that SEO joke that we started with? Why did the SEO cross the road? Because he wanted to get some traffic. I thought that was pretty good. That was actually pretty good writing, right? Yeah, we got Conan O'Brien on the bench helping us write these jokes. So thank you, Conan, for that great quip. But just checking the chat. Great to see so many old faces and new faces here. Love to have you guys on today. And today, before we get into what that it is, I just want to share like why we built this. So we have been in the game now for over a decade. We have used pretty much every website builder that there is out there.
Yeah.
Obviously WordPress, Webflow, Wix, Squarespace. I was there the day that Squarespace was launched at New York Tech Meetup, when it was just like coming out of alpha. So I saw that go down. And over the years, we've just seen more and more CMSs hit the market. There's now, at this point, more CMSs than Starbucks locations in the world. True story. And so at this point, it's getting a little bit ridiculous. But one of the things that we've learned in the process of trying to serve the digital marketing community with Search Atlas and our technology is that a lot of these CMSs have really like gaping issues with their capabilities, especially around SEO, around being able to create a effective platform for running media and ads to them, for having the type of integrations that we need, that, you know, lead routing and sending leads to our preferred CMS or automation source, being able to deploy conversion optimization, also performance, like big issue with performance. If you guys don't know, one of the reasons why a lot of CMSs are slow is that when you render the page, you load the page, it's retrieving data out of a database. And so just that mere fact that the data is not pre-generated and preloaded on a content delivery network, also known as CDN, means that you have to have a server behind it. There is a server that is serving up your web request. Well, about 5 years ago or so, a new thing came into being called a static website. Static websites are incredible because essentially what Google or really any web service can do is retrieve the entire site and all of its content in one request. In one fetch, it can load 100 pages or 1,000 pages, and all of that content is now loaded on the client side. So when you click through the knowledge base, you click through the website, pages load instantly. That technology has been here for many, many, many years, and yet still, very few CMSs actually render their sites and work in this way. So if you couldn't figure it out by now, today we are giving you guys the Website Studio. So hyped to be dropping that for you guys. It is a big innovation, a big step forward for our platform. And it's most importantly, giving you guys what you guys have been asking us for. So Armand, do you want to say a few words about?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, there's a big impetus behind why we built this, right? Like working in the agency space, encountering all these different CMSs, we recognize that certain CMSs are more agile or adaptable than others. Certain have very strong restrictions for what types of page modifications you can even make on them out of the box. But we also encountered a lot of large enterprise companies that built their websites in the mid-90s on some archaic framework using a platform or a programming language like Ruby on Rails as an example. There's probably 10 developers in the world that even know how to work on that goddamn framework.
Ruby's not versus like Fortran or .NET or, and no offense to any coders that build in those languages, but there's a lot of studies that have been done just to show velocity of web development and engineering teams and how their velocity is impacted by the coding language that they use. And so if you know that coding language, we're not ragging on you. It's just more of a statement that when it comes to productivity, some languages are better than others.
Absolutely. And the other side of it too is like an agency owner operator, when you're working with your clients and your clients are local businesses who don't have tens of thousands of dollars to invest in web development, but their website is not conducive to conversions. You are stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? Do you incur extraneous costs outside of the scope of work just to build the customer something they need to win? Or do you tell the customer, hey, I can't work with you because your site is not up to our standards, right? So what we also wanted to do is make it, the limit here is the limit of your creativity, not the limit of your financial capital of what it's going to take to build beautiful, bespoke, high quality websites at scale, right? So it is really meant to empower people. And there's going to be different applications for it, from SEO to personal branding websites to running Google ads on squeeze pages and things like this. So really, this is going to be a shift to how you think about building websites, or even thinking about what the cost implications are for doing some of these more advanced conversion rate optimization strategies.
Yep. And today, guys, for today, because it's the launch event, it's the launch day, today, you guys have unlimited website generation.
Yes,
did you guys
sir.
hear that word? Unlimited? Truly unlimited. So you guys will be able to go buck wild with this today. I'm excited to see what you guys build and publish. And please share what you build in our communities, post it online so we can see the sites y'all are building. But Armand, you want to just take them in? Show them the damn thing?
Let's do it. Yeah. Let's dive right into it.
Let's do it.
Beautiful. Okay, so you should all be seeing my screen right now. On your bottom left panel, you're going to see a new tool appeared under social called Website Studio. If you do not see it, you might be seeing 3 little dots. Click the 3 dots and select the Website Studio from there. Then you're going to be greeted with this welcome message. What will we get done today? So the flow that we've released today is what we call free flow mode, meaning you give the prompt window a simple command, and based off that simple command, it creates the web entity for you. There are some quick action buttons here, like clone an existing website, generate an SEO landing page, generate a PPC landing page. But that's not what we're going to focus on today. We're going to focus on exclusively the free flow build mode. And I want you guys to see examples of what this looks like and how easy and intuitive it is to actually use this product. So let me pull up some sample generations here. one prompt, one single command, and I'm going to zoom in a tiny bit just in case it's a little bit hard to see. AI voice assistant software company. That is it, guys. That is the only prompt that I gave to the system.
Wow.
From there, it told me what it did. Header and navigation, hero section, features and showcases, use cases, testimonials, pricing, call to actions, and it builds me the entirety of the page. Now, when I click this button here, open in a new tab, you'll actually see the full rendered preview of what this actually looks like with this nice little interactive kind of voice dialogue, with conversations, with call to actions, with all of the accoutrements that you're used to seeing with software companies in today's building environment. These are dynamic, these are interactive. These are freaking beautiful sites, guys.
Yeah.
And you have all of these elements pre-built for you, right? Now, what you can always do.
Remember, all you had to do is to generate this was, you didn't even say like what sections or what modules,
Nothing.
what to include. You just said AI voice assistant software company.
Exactly.
So what makes us different than, let's say, a Lovable or other tools that you guys have probably heard of is that we're opinionated. We as marketers understand that when we build a homepage for a brand, there's certain proof points that we need to include on the page. And so we've gone ahead and created those rules. When you build a PPC lander, when you build an SEO page, we know what that page really needs to have on it. We know that it needs to have semantic HTML. We know that it needs to have titles and metas. We know what those titles and metas really need to look like and how they need to be optimized. We know that we have to get schema on the page. We know what a good page really needs to look like because that's what we're here, and that's what we're here to serve,
Exactly.
is marketers. We are not here to build UI, UX, wireframes and designs. We are not here to build mobile apps. We are only here to build marketing websites. That is our purpose. And so unlike Lovable or these other companies in the space that are more broad serving, we are only focused on this one use case. And that is what we are here to perfect. So when you guys see these pages, you'll find that you have to do a lot less work to get high quality looking outputs than you would on some of these other services, because we're just doing that for you out of the box.
Absolutely. And a lot of the initial questions that you're going to have when you look at something like this is, how do I edit this? Okay, it's a great starting point, but I want to refine certain things like the company name or the color palette, or I want to change the price points. I want to adjust the call to action. What is the messaging going to be? Well, there are actually 3 ways to edit or vibe code these pages, guys. Number 1 is going to be to use the dictate feature, right? So I can come in here and say, I need to enable my microphone. That I should have done that before, apologies. So you can either use the dictate microphone feature, or you can use the chat feature, right? So something like change the color palette to blue and green instead of white and purple, right? So you can submit a simple command like that, or you can use our visual editing capabilities that allow you to select elements and adjust things like the typography, the spacing, the padding, swapping out images, all of these dynamic elements that you would want to change to further customize the build, right? So it's actually super easy to iterate and refine these pages before you get ready to publish them. And just like that,
Wow.
You saw in real time, it immediately changed my color palette to this kind of teal and blue aesthetic. And it stylized it in a way to give some gradations on the buttons and the call to actions, even the iconography and the logo files.
That was really fast.
Super fast.
And
then the preview's updated here as well.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah.
But surely, Armand, like, they can't publish this to the internet, can they?
Oh, they absolutely can. I'm glad you asked. And I'm going to show you guys here in a moment exactly, like, step by step how to publish this to your websites and actually use them. So this is a version, for example, of a published page on a subdomain that I've created, where this page is actually published to the internet. And to Monic's point earlier, we're not just building beautiful pages, we also need to think about the SEO implications of what these pages look like once they're indexed and discovered on the internet. And just to show you exactly what we're talking about, if you run a page speed insight report here with Google's Lighthouse tools, I mean, just look at this. It's 100 on SEO, 100 on best practices, 100 on accessibility, and a 97 on performance for desktop.
We got to get those last 3 points.
Absolutely.
We'll work on that.
Yeah.
But a 97 on performance, that is very rare to see that type of performance out of any kind of a website builder. And I'm not gonna name names. I don't want to, impugn them here and now. I'll let you guys run this Lighthouse report on your own sites, whether that's WordPress or Webflow or Wix. And what you're going to see is that these numbers are probably not going to look that good for you.
Yeah.
And the reason why is that? Well, going back to what I said before, the reason that these pages are so blazing lightning fast is that there is no server for these pages. These are actually hosted on the edge network of the internet, which means the content delivery network, which means there's no cost to host these sites with us. These are completely free. You guys can host the site powered through Search Atlas and our website studio for free, forever. We're never going to charge you for it. And it's going to be that fast all the time. Once you publish it, it gets pushed directly into the CDN. And now anyone, anywhere in the world will be able to load those pages in the blink of an eye.
And before you ask who owns those pages, you own those pages. We don't own your pages, okay? So please, you own these assets, okay? Now, let me show you guys a couple other quick examples here, because this is not just for local. This is not just for software companies. You can use this. Again, you're only limited by your imagination, right? So here's another example. Simple one-sentence prompt. E-com store selling vegan protein powder. That's it. That's the only command that I gave the system. And it built me this entire page. Fuel your fitness with plant power, 25 grams of protein, plant-based, shop now, learn more. We have our SKUs in here. We have bullet points. We have nutrition facts. Wow. We have price points. We have subscribe and save 15% by becoming a subscriber. We have all of these
Look at that
elements.
e-com functionality.
Exactly. And all of these, you guys, when you browse websites, some of these things are subtle psychological elements that maybe you don't even fixate on when you first look at a website, but they need to be there, right? They need to be there to help communicate what is the brand, what is the value proposition, how do I trust this company to not just, take my money when I give them a credit card and things like this, right? So adding things like social proofing, review modules, testimonial modules, all of that comes pre-built with FAQs. So you can hit your content scores, you can hit your NLP inclusion, you can wrap FAQ schema, and you can really build beautiful websites in about 5 minutes is the total runtime to even get this page. And that is going to get faster and faster as we scale some of our systems, right?
Yeah. I think that the times we're seeing 3 minutes to 4 minutes is often the generation time Armand's being conservative to give you guys the 5-minute number.
Yeah.
We're always going to be trying to shave that down and make it build faster. The other thing that we want to do is our vision is to try to give you guys a unlimited like experience on this, not just for today, but in the future. And so we are always going to be trying to bring down the costs for us to generate these pages so we can keep giving you guys more quotas to build more pages and publish more content to the internet, to your websites, okay?
Good.
If you guys are excited about this, can I just please get a like? Could you drop a like on YouTube if you guys are digging what we're putting down? And show some love in the chat, right?
Please, yeah.
I want to share like a bit just about how much time and effort it took us. When we were ready to launch this thing around the last challenge, I sat down with the team and I said, guys, let's make this bulletproof so it works every time. Not just, 70% of the time, let's make it bulletproof. And so we made the choice to pull more consecutive all-nighters, put more time, put more effort into it. And the team, they were working on Christmas Eve, they were working on Christmas Day, they were working around the New Year. The team really put a lot of energy into this to get you guys this experience. And I also want to commend them. Thank you guys. Big shout out to Tomas. Tomas, get over here.
Yeah, just show your face here, buddy.
Get over here. This is Tomas, our brother from Portugal, and an amazing, amazing human. He's going to be a father this year. We're really excited
Shout out
for
to
him.
me, Thomas.
He also happens to be the VP of engineering here at Search Atlas. So big shout out to Tomas.
Thank you,
Shout out
guys.
to him. So
Fun
yeah.
to see this project finally coming to life.
Yeah.
Really good work
Heck
there.
Tomas, how many all-nighters did you pull?
Oh, good lord. My wife nearly divorced me.
Well,
Awesome.
we're glad she didn't, and we're
Yeah.
glad we made it here. And so I hope that you feel that sense of accomplishment from what we're giving to the community. So take a look at some of the comments here. Like look at how much love we're getting, and thank
Yeah.
you guys for putting this in the comments. This means a lot to us, means a lot to the team. Thank you guys so much for the support.
And if I may, like, we're going to start organizing user feedback sessions in the future, and we would love your cooperation to join them and just provide feedback about the tool, the workflows, and everything. Like, you guys need to drive the product, not us. We want to adjust the product to your needs. So let us know if you're available. We'll reach out to you and involve you in the decisions.
Love that.
See you guys.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Tomas.
Cool. So let's show them some more cool stuff, Monik.
So they asked, what about the mobile version? Can we get a preview of the mobile?
Of course. So when you're in the preview state here, guys, you have 3 options, right? You have the refresh preview, you have open a new tab, or you have the device type preview. So default is always going to be desktop, but you can switch it to tablet or mobile to see exactly what that page is going to look like on different viewports, different screen sizes, or different device types, right? Again, we are approaching this build from a perspective of an SEO company that knows what's needed in SEO, not just a UI UX company looking to build beautiful sites that are bloated or don't rank well or don't think through all these different kind of elements, right?
Yeah.
So I'm definitely glad you asked, because you can absolutely adjust these and preview what they're going to look like on mobile, desktop, and tablet.
Fantastic. Can you show us some of the editing capabilities inside the editor?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we're in the editor, what we can do, as I mentioned, we can use the dictate feature, we can type changes, or we can use the visual edits here. So the visual edits allow you to pick and choose a module or a text field like that. And you can say, well, I want to change this content to choose your
Protein.
protein flavor, right? And you can actually see how this updates in real time as I'm making edits to my page, right? And obviously I can't spell right now.
Protein.
Yep. Cool.
There it is.
And we can adjust things like font sizes. We can do font style. We can do width. We can do alignment. We could do text color. Like, we can literally pick any module in here and say, oh, I want to change that. Instead of teal, I want it to be, my current brand color, whatever you want to do, right? So you can either use this visual editor, but my recommendation is get in the habit of truly vibe coding and speaking your requests into the agent. So that way you don't have to fumble around in the UI. You don't have to figure out, where is that module? Did I click the right element? Did I adjust the padding perfectly? Like, can you do that? Sure. But why make it harder for yourself when the agent exists and it can do these changes for you? As you saw, like, I changed the color palette. It took 10 seconds to make that change. Like, it's insane.
Let the agent do the work for you. So if you know what you want to see differently on the page, speak that into existence, pop that into the agent, and just let it do the work on your behalf. You don't have to do it yourself.
Exactly.
What about the Search Atlas Brain interface? Are they able to build sites inside Brain?
Not right now. So right now, this product is effectively in its own kind of bucket, if you will. So it's not necessarily tied to your auto project. It's not tied to your site auditor or your Google business profile. It will be very soon. So our goal is, when we release another update, which is called our Brand Vault, the Brand Vault is the unifier between context windows across AI systems and different tools inside of our application. So once the Brand Vault launches, you'll have pre-built style guides, custom voice,
Images, videos.
Exactly.
I like the way you frame that. So the Brand Vault, it's been engineered to take the information that's being written in Content Genius and make it all hyper relevant, because essentially what Brand Vault is it's a semantic search engine around you, your data. You can add PDFs, you can add URLs, it crawls your site, it analyzes everything on your domain and brings that into the semantic search engine. Then when we build a page, we're able to retrieve the data from your search engine that we built for your website, your business, and bring in the relevant context in that moment, just in time for you. And that, it doesn't matter whether your site is 1 billion pages. Please don't crawl 1 billion pages in the system. That might crash it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter how much information is there. It can handle it. The other thing that's really unique about it is, and I see a couple people asking about images. well, what if I want to put in my product image? If I have like an image of my location,
I'm
can
glad
I do
you
that?
asked, Monik. Let me show you exactly how to do that, guys. So right now, there's a way to do it with a submission into the chat. But once we launched a brand vault, all your image assets and videos are already going to be there, right? But let me show you how we can do this in the current workflow, because you guys have access to this tool right now. So I'm sure you're going to have questions about how to change images. So let me show you a different generation here. This is probably the most simple prompt I've ever given it. Chiropractor office in Miami. I really didn't even try, right? And I'm trying to emulate how simple is a prompt going to be for the average user within Search Atlas, and not try to build the product for the most sophisticated prompt engineer on the planet, right? So I'm trying to put myself in the mindset of like, I don't really know anything. I know I'm a chiropractor and I need a website and I'm in Miami. So boom, we get this piece of content, or we get this page generated, right? And it's a beautiful page. Chiropractor's office, we have our social proof, our call to actions, the different types of treatments that we offer, bullet points, everything that we're accustomed to seeing, right? We even have contact forms, and I'm going to show you exactly how this works really quickly. So say I come in here and I say, my name is Armand Testing. My email is, test@gmail.com. My phone number is, this is not my real phone number. Don't call me. And then I'm going to say,
someone's like, hey, I'm going to text Armand.
Exactly. I'm going to say I want to schedule an appointment here, and what's going on, why, my back is broken. And do I have insurance? If applicable, yeah, I'll say Blue Cross, right? And I'm going to request that appointment.
All Search Atlas employees get health insurance.
Exactly. So then the question is, where did that submission just go?
Right. Where did it go?
Where did it go? It went right into your project, into your form, into your form submissions bucket over here. And we see 2 submissions.
Get out of here.
We see right here my 2 tests, one from a couple hours ago, one from just now, saying test at Gmail, insurance equals Blue Cross, and the date and the reason my back is broken, right? So you can export this feature right now. So today, this moment in time, there is no connector like a webhook or a Zapier to push the data into like HubSpot or something like that. But we are obviously going to be releasing that because we know it's super important to have this system tie into any other systems that you're using. But right now, today, if you're using this tool, this is where your contact forms would be. This is where you'd export your lead information, and you'd be good to go from there.
Tomas, how soon do you think we'll get the webhooks set up?
So it's a good question. So first of all, we want to understand exactly what are your biggest needs here, because we can pretty much connect with any sort of system. So for example, an integration would take us around a week to get with a very simple connection with Zapier and stuff like that. But if you guys have any specific needs, let us know so we can integrate it. Like, as I mentioned, your feedback is super important. Give us the integrations you need, we'll implement it fast.
Okay, simple as that.
Yep.
Well, let's give them the webhooks so they can just do their own endpoints.
Awesome.
And we'll try to get you guys that by like kind of this time next week. Should be possible.
Yeah.
Perfect. Couple other things while I'm in this screen. Tracking and scripts. So if you have something like a Metapixel you want to embed, you have a Google Tag Manager, you have a GA4 account, you want to set up Search Console or Bing Webmaster Tools, and you need to embed pixels or tracking codes into these pages to build attribution and reports, you have those right there, right? You can add elements to your header or to your footer, and it deploys instantaneously to the web page, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, let me actually show you that really quickly, this last example with the roofer. So local roof repair company in Las Vegas, beautiful page. Again, I'm going to open this up here. And I see right now that there is a hero image of 2 gentlemen standing on a roof looking as like, how the hell are we going to finish this project, right? So what if I wanted to change that image to another image that I prefer instead of this one? I'm going to use a royalty-free image from Unsplash. So I have this right here. I'm going to right-click that image, and I'm just going to copy the image address. I'm going to go into Atlas Brain, here into the chat window, and I'm going to tell it, change the hero image with this. And I'm going to give it the URL, and I'm going to submit that into the chat. Okay, I ran into a little bit of an error message here. I think that's just a syntax error on my part. Let me just re-grab that URL.
Take 2.
Take 2. Let's try that again. Update the hero image with
It could be the usage is scaling up because everyone's on the
Yeah.
call generating landing pages. I'm just going to read a couple comments
Refresh.
and answer a couple questions while they look at that. Stacked SEO says, awesome job, generated a landing page I would be comfortable sending traffic to on the first try. Let's get some applause for that. Awesome. JCL Monte says, can we drop a GHL embedded code for a contact form? Absolutely. So if you have HTML that you want to bring into the page, that can be anything. It could be HubSpot, Webflow, GHL. It could be a calendar module from Calendly. It could be an ecom block. It could be really anything, any arbitrary block of HTML. If you want that in the page, just go to the chat, give it the context of what you want it to add, hit enter, and it's going to bring that into the page. One example of how we were using this is for Google Maps. So for building local business pages, when we want to put the maps embed into the bottom of the page, you can just go grab that from your Google, grab the embed code, put it in the chat and say, add this to the bottom above the footer, and it will do that for you very easily.
Yep. And just to show you guys here, we were able to successfully change that image, right? So we went from this version, we said, use this URL, and just look at the chat that I gave it, update the hero image with this. And I just pasted in the actual image address, and then it updated it, and we're done, right? So we can actually swap out images. Right now, you do have to do what I was showing you, where you submitted a web URL. Very soon, with the brand vault and other additions to what we're building in this particular tool, it's going to be a lot easier to get your own first-party images or video assets into the pages that you're building.
Nice and easy. And also, guys, like for those people who are, let's say, trying to rebuild a site that's already online, where you already have some images or some video assets available that you can use in the generation process. Nice thing about the brand vault is you can crawl the site, bring in all your old data, your old landing pages, your old images, your old videos into that vault. And the vault is going to use all the assets that you've given it and use that when it generates the new page. So the cool thing about this is very exciting. If you have a client that's migrating from CMS X that's janky and you don't like it, we're going to be able to rebuild the site in these type of static flat pages and deploy them just without a lot of like manual work. Right now, we're building single pages at a time. But where we're going to go with this is we believe that we can create and recreate entire web domains. People who want to migrate off of an old CMS, let's say they built their website in some legacy page builder inside WordPress, and they want to migrate and they want a static site. Even Search Atlas, we built our site in WordPress. At some point in time, either we have to figure out how do we make the WordPress headless where there's no server, or we have to take all the assets and all the content that's already there and migrate it into this new format with Brain and Search Atlas. And so we're going to do that, but I just want you guys to know where we're heading, right? This is the vision that we have. We believe that there has never been a time on the internet where the switching cost from CMS A to CMS B has never been as low as it is today. And so if you guys, if you're tuning into this and you're just jumping in right now and you're a brand and you built your site a long time back, or you're an e-com company or whatever it might be, and you're just struggling with the weight of managing and your team managing the old site because it's legacy, it's old code, you guys, this is really for you. You can migrate and rebuild those sites beautifully, elevate the aesthetic, raise the mobile responsiveness, raise your PSI scores without having to bring in all those images and do all that work. Yeah. So that is what we're doing.
Beautiful. Thanks for all that context, Monig. So last thing that I wanted to show you guys here is how to publish these pages, right? Because once you build them, you need to publish them. So let's do that together. I'm going to use this page here. So pediatric clinic in Los Angeles, right? That was the prompt that I gave it. We generate a page here. Doctor smiling, everything that we want to see. Treatments, bulleted list, really everything that's in here, even some nice doctors with their credentials and the languages they support, and localizing it, social proof, everything, right? So super helpful, including a map here, and to Monig's point, we could tell it to update the actual map for the GBP that we're working on. But again, this is just mainly for a demo. So how do we actually do this? We're going to come in here. Once the page is done, you have to click the publish button. Okay. So the page then gets published like this. We're going to hit publish. This takes just a couple of seconds. It's not a very long process. Now, this is not published to your site yet, right? This is just published to a static site or on the CDN. We now have a link that we can look and actually see the page or share it with our team before we actually publish it to the actual web property that we want it hosted on. You may also notice that there's a download feature here. When you download this, you get a compressed zip file that will give you things like your robots file, your sitemap, your HTML, your CSS file. So you get a full package in case you wanted to push this into some other page builder or visualization tool, right? Here, when we hit custom domains, it's going to drop us to this section here called domains. And it says add existing domain. I'm going to hit connect domain. So here, I'm going to actually put it on a subdomain of a website that I've created. And let me just come back and figure out what I should call this business. Sunshine Pediatric. Lovely. Sunshine. And let me just make sure I copy this exactly with Tomas's instructions. I should be copying it to avoid any spelling mistakes. Okay. Sunshine Pediatric. Okay. And I'm just do all lowercase. Okay. And then I'm going to do .armandadvani.com. Tomas, can you just spot check? We're good here? Or do I remove this?
We got to leave though.
Okay, perfect. So then we're going to hit continue. And now it's going to tell us to essentially add this to our DNS, right? So I have a personal website that I'm working on building. I have it set up here on Namecheap, which, I mean, look at this UX, guys. I mean, I love Namecheap. They're great. They're cheap. They have great tools, but the UX could use a spruce, in my opinion.
Ouch.
Yeah. So
My eyes are bleeding.
Exactly. So we're going to come here and we're going to add a new record. And we're going to go with the CNAME record right here. And the host. So we're going to come back in here and the host name is right here. We just copy the host name, copied. We're going to go back to Namecheap. We're going to paste it. And then the value is going to be this long string, right? So we're going to copy that string. We're going to add that string to the target field. We're going to leave it as automatic and we're going to hit save changes.
Okay.
Okay. Now, once this is saved and stored here, come on, Namecheap, you could do it. Perfect.
God, their UI is so bad.
Yeah. What is this even saying?
How many of you guys use Namecheap? And how many of you guys use something else?
Here?
Curious.
Try refresh. Okay.
Okay. And guys, for a note to anyone who is using Cloudflare to do this, make sure you disable the proxy on Cloudflare. If you have proxy enabled, it won't work right. So make sure you disable the proxy setting if you're using Cloudflare. Very unique just to Cloudflare.
Yeah, I think all that happened was I was idle in Namecheap for too long, so it kicked me out of the session. There we go. So that's done. And now we're going to come in here and say I've added the DNS records. We're going to hit continue. And this step here can take up to 48 hours for the page to propagate, especially the SSL certificate. It does take some time. You don't need to sit here and wait. You can exit the tool. You can go build another page. You could do whatever you want. Essentially, why is there a discrepancy or a latency? It's because it's validating the DNS, the records, and propagating an SSL certificate.
Right. So it's not on our side. It just has to do with your registrar.
See, and I just did try again.
Hold up, Armand. Looks like we just lost your video.
Let me pop back in.
Cool. So a couple people using Namecheap, other services. Really, it should work whichever service you guys are using. So as long as you copy that information incorrectly. Okay, yeah. Cool. So now Namecheap has propagated the DNS. Search Atlas is able to find it and verify it and validate it. And now we are provisioning for you an SSL certificate. And it's free, guys, by the way. Did I mention it's free? Free SSL certificate. So there's no cost to getting your SSL certificate. Unlike some other services which want to bill you for that, ours is totally free.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
no cost. Is there a limit to how many websites they can host and create inside the platform?
Well, as much as the internet supports.
As much as the internet supports. So until you break the internet, guys, you can build as many sites as you wish, publish as many sites as you wish, host as many sites as you wish. There's going to be no cost to that. So have fun with that. And the other thing I wanted to say is, I know a lot of you guys are using WordPress. We use WordPress for a ton of our engagements, including for our brands. If you guys are using WordPress, just pop WP into the chat so we know. WordPress, we have a very special builder coming for WordPress. It is something really cool. It is a technology that is already inside the plugin, and we are testing that capability right now. I would expect that in the next week or two, we're going to have that actually on production. You guys will be able to use it, but it is a full-blown WordPress builder inside the Search Atlas plugin. So make sure you're on the Search Atlas plugin. We migrated all of our digital assets over to the WordPress plugin. Everything, all of the brands, all of the acquired brands that we have that are on WordPress are all running the Search Atlas plugin. And I will say flawlessly. The migration process for the team was buttery smooth. We've disabled Yoast, we've disabled Rank Math, we've disabled all third-party plugins that were doing anything SEO related, and they are now all just being powered by the Search Atlas WordPress plugin. And now, with the addition of Search Atlas Brain into WordPress, you will now be able to administer WordPress, manage your sitemap, manage your titles, your landing pages, build new pages, really anything that you want to do inside WordPress, you will be able to do through that. That will be coming. We will be talking more about that. And oh my Lord, that is a lot of people who are on WordPress.
Yeah. And our page is done. So in the time it took Monit to explain what's coming in WordPress, we built and published a website. So pretty freaking sweet. If I do say so myself. We are going to be adding some tool tips in here, guys. We're going to be filming, tutorial videos, updating the knowledge base. All of that fun stuff is coming soon. As you saw, we literally just released this thing a couple minutes ago. Is it 100% done? Absolutely not. As Monik said, there's tons of stuff we're building here. We're going to refine workflows, add bells and whistles, make it more intuitive, make it connected to Atlas Brain and all the other things that we have in here. But I hope you can see just how easy it was with a single prompt, vibe code it to edit, and do things like forms, tracking scripts, and just get this published to the internet in roughly 5 minutes of time. It's actually...
Hey everyone, I'm AI Monik, your opening act while the real Monik gets...
My bad, I hit the wrong button. Just answering a question in chat. Teach me better than to answer questions in chat. Okay, Armand, what about publishing these pages into WordPress? Is this possible?
Not right now, but it will be very soon. Very soon.
Okay. And what other CMSs are we going to be able to publish to as well?
Pretty much all the major ones out there.
Yeah.
We already support on the platform, Joomla, Drupal, all of those. And for us, it's just about building the connectors. So based on your feedback, the ones that you're using the most, we'll prioritize those accordingly.
Perfect. So guys, just in the chat, pop in which website builder you guys are using right now. I'm guessing WordPress is going to take the cake, but whichever site builders you guys are using is the order in which we will prioritize the testing on publishing. As long as your site builder has an API that lets us push new landing pages into your builder, we will be able to support it. I can tell you that Squarespace does not have an API. I don't know why they don't, but they don't have an API. So we can't do it with Squarespace. That's not on us, that's on them. But for WordPress or any CMS, maybe Webflow, as Tomas said, Drupal, Joomla, Wix as well, I believe. We can push pages into Wix. So as long as your CMS supports it, we will build that universal connector to let you publish these pages into your CMS. That's going to be really big for us because, as you guys know, we're kind of really into the agent and Search Atlas Brain's ability to build pages for us. Imagine now saying, I want to build a landing page for my local roofing company for this city plus this service, and I want to publish 100 pages. Go. And Brain just does it for you. You're not clicking. You're just explaining what you want it to build, and it creates those pages and publishes them to your CMS in the background while you go and have a nice cup of tea or coffee or whatever it is you want to drink. That is what we are doing. That is where we are going with this.
Beautiful.
I see mostly a lot of WordPress, a lot of people on WordPress. Cool. Which is amazing because our WordPress plugin, we specifically focus on this use case to support you guys being able to publish into your WordPress sites. It should be no issue. I see a couple people on Webflow, one Wix. Interesting. I see one person mentioned GHL. Good to know. Awesome. And with WordPress, by the way, it will be supporting Elementor and Divi. The plugin and Search Atlas Brain inside the plugin will really support your native environment. So it doesn't matter whether you're even using WP Bakery. I see someone mentioned migrating away from WP Bakery.
Yeah.
When I talked about migrating legacy WordPress sites, I was actually thinking WP Bakery because of that client that we were helping that built their entire domain long time ago on Bakery. They're still on Bakery, right? Because they didn't want to invest in rebuilding the site. Then that's like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, it actually doesn't matter what builder you're on. You will be able to work with that builder with our WordPress plugin and our Agentic Brain inside our plugin. So it's compatible with whatever your environment is. As long as the plugin is installed, it will work. And we will support publishing these pages into WordPress for sure as a first priority.
Yeah. Beautiful. Anything else we need to cover, guys? I think we got most of what I wanted to show. I mean, I could do one more publishing of a page just to kind of recap that workflow, or you can watch the playback of this because it's going to be published on YouTube in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I think we could do that. I'm just going to see, what questions do you guys have? Like, what do you guys want to know? Also, show some love. Like, give us a thumbs up if you guys are digging the Search Atlas website studio. Some of you guys asked about white label. And so that's a great question. Everything in Search Atlas, all the products we have are white label supported, white label friendly. So if you're logged in to Search Atlas in your white label account, everything that you see is all still white labeled. It's all living inside your white label environment. So your clients, if you do this with your client, they're going to be seeing the experience white labeled as well. From a URL perspective, all that's going to live inside their white label.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then of course, when it comes to publishing the sites, you'll be able to publish these to anywhere you want. So that doesn't also break the white label. If there are other things you guys are thinking about with white label as you use the product, just go ahead, raise your hand. Let us know what it is you're interested in or you want us to change. Give us that feedback in our Facebook group or in our school community, and we will take that into consideration. We'll definitely prioritize that.
Yeah. Couple quick points. As we mentioned, right now it's unlimited. It's probably only going to last for 24 hours, so use it. Going forward, there are going to be quotas for this based off the plan that you're on.
Yeah.
So obviously you guys know we have starter, growth, pro, and agency plans. All of those plans are going to support this technology. There's just going to be different quota banks associated with it, right?
So you're telling us that everyone on Search Atlas is going to get access to this for no additional cost?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's just how we do things, guys.
Yep.
You know, that's how we always roll.
Now, one other thing. So let's just use a simple example. I'm not saying this is the quota. I'm just saying an example. Say one of the plans has 10 landing page quota associated with it. The way that quota is going to be deducted right now is it'll be one quota when you generate the page, the end-to-end generation of the page. But there is no incremental quota at this stage for iterating that page, only when you generate a net new page from the ground up, right? So you can generate the page, and then if you say, oh, change the color from purple to blue, adjust the text, make these micro enhancements, that's not going to, exactly, it's no cost. Yeah.
Sweet. And just a note for you guys who are trying to bring in images into the experience, those images have to be hosted online, and then you can feed in to the website studio the URL.
Yeah.
We will be changing that behavior so you can drop in images into the chat box, and we will upload them for you and host them for you and then use those for you. We didn't have that for the launch, so just be aware of that. That will be coming.
We're also offering the image bank for free as part of the subscription, so they can browse our millions of high quality images for free. Yeah.
Right. And so the image bank that we're drawing this from, there's no cost to use the images that we're pulling in for you as well. So all the images that you're going to have on your website, those are all going to be fully compliant. Those are images that you guys have the license to use and use as much as you like. So you don't have to worry about any copyright trolls coming after you. There's no stress about that.
Exactly.
A couple people asking about accessibility, about GDPR, stuff like that.
I mean, check the page speed report here. Accessibility score 91%, right? On this example. In this one, I mean, it scored 100%. So again, we are thinking about this from the perspective of SEO, speed and performance, accessibility, and overall web architecture best practices. If you're concerned about that, what I would encourage you to do is generate the page, run the Lighthouse report like I just did here, see if it gets 100. If it does, job done, move on. If it doesn't, Lighthouse will tell you exactly, oh, this one thing, the spacing is a little bit off, or the font on the button color is, it's too light. Then just go and vibe code that change, right? Use the dictate feature and say, hey, adjust this button color to make a starker contrast between the font and the background color on this button. And done, accessibility problem solved.
Right. One question Mike Borschow asked, and we did talk about it, but let's just answer it again. If there's already a site online and they want to remake it with a cleaner, more modern look, can they do that?
Yeah. So I don't want you guys to go crazy and test some of these features right now because we are still working on them, but you will see these 3 quick actions here. So the action that you're referring to is clone an existing website. You'd come in here, you'd paste your website, we analyze it, we extract, the fonts, the buttons, the whole aesthetic of the brand, and we try to emulate it and improve it natively inside the website builder, and then allow you to iterate on it from there. Then we also have this concept of a PPC generation page. In order to run this, you first have to have your Google Ads account connected into Smart Ads. You have to have your Google AdWords account set up, you have to have the business in there, and you have to have a campaign running. So you'd say, okay, go in here, look at the Search Atlas account, do recovery path marketing, and build me a landing page to help me optimize for this campaign that I'm running. And then it'll generate the page and it'll respect the style and the aesthetic of the brand in question, right?
And that's really cool because when we're doing this, what we're looking at is we're understanding the keywords that are in that AdWords campaign.
Exactly.
We know what keywords you're bidding on. That context is very helpful because when we know the keywords you're targeting in the campaign, we can help you boost your ad quality scores by building pages that have in the title tag and in the H1 and in the hero, that semantic context reflected back on the page, which boosts the quality scores. Also, knowing that it's a PPC page means that we're not going to have as many content modules. We're focused on conversion. Also, knowing that it's a PPC page, we're going to be putting in new modules related to CRO, conversion rate optimization, like a sticky nav, a sticky footer, an exit intent pop-up. This is stuff that most teams, when they're doing CRO, they have to go and buy some other pack, drop some JavaScript onto the site. They're paying an annual couple $100, $500 per site. And now they have the CRO capabilities, but that lives in a new system that they have to manage and use. No, we are going to bring all that into this experience so that you guys get advanced CRO capabilities with all of your sites. We are here to make these sites perform, to rank on Google, to deliver outperformance in paid media. We want you guys to fucking win the landscape of search. That is what we are here to do.
And yeah, the middle button, this is kind of speaking to the use case that Monik was talking about, where you have a site, you like the way it looks, you don't want to redesign it or rebuild it, you just need more pages. You need more location pages, you need more service pages, you need more product pages. That's where you'll use the middle prompt, where you say, hey, this is my site, grab the look and feel, but now build me a new page for my new location that I'm opening up next week or something like that, right? So right now there are going to be 4 flows. The free flow, like chiropractor office in Miami. The clone, go to my site and rebuild it. The generate a page, go to my site and help me expand its footprint. And the PPC, import my Google ad campaign, import my keywords, and build me a squeeze page that boosts my quality score and increases my conversion rate, but respects my overall look and feel.
Sweet. Now, can we also tackle the topic of multi-page sites. Some people are wondering, is this just for single page websites? How do we support multi-page site builds?
Yeah. So again, right now, today at launch, it's single page only, right? But we've already thought through what the backend components are going to need to be in order for us to build a full website, not just a page. So we're already generating things like sitemaps and understanding what the end goal of this website should look like. So I don't know exactly when we're going to launch this. So, look at Tomas over here, but that is always the goal, is to be able to build full websites with everything from about us pages to blog hubs to contact pages, soup to nuts, a full website, right? But today it is landing pages only.
Yeah. That obviously, we thought about this, but we wanted to give this technology to you guys now, so you guys can make use of it immediately. Any pages you guys build, any sites you build, they will be compatible with the new multi-page experience. You will be able to connect those pages together. We'll be giving you CMS capabilities so you can build out multiple pages and also push multiple pages into your existing CMSs. So all of that is going to be coming. We will be adding more and more to this. This is not the end of the product. This is just the beginning.
Just the beginning.
This is day one. And we have an entire team dedicated to developing and building out the future of this technology to keep going. I would love for you guys to give your feedback, to build as many pages as you like today, but get in there, build some stuff, build a personal website for yourself, right? If there's not a u.com on the internet, change that today. That is my challenge for you. If you already have that and you also have a nice site for your brand, well, build a review site for yourself. Go and build a site reviewing you versus your nearest competitors and get that site generated today. It is only a 5-minute away possibility for you just to speak it into existence. Let Search Atlas build it for you, get it published on the internet, and then come to our AI Search Summit next month. So we are already planning that out. I'm so excited about what we're going to be doing. Each one that we do, as you guys know, they become bigger and bigger and better and better. And there are always product launches that happen during the summit. So this summit is a very special summit. I'm not going to say too much more about it because we will be sharing bits and pieces about what we're going to be creating and launching for you guys. But if you guys were tuned in for the last summit, drop a 1 in the chat. Let me know if you were there. The next summit that we're going to do is going to be absolutely mind-blowing.
Yep.
Armand and I were sitting down with the team yesterday over dinner talking about it, and we're going to be bringing this new technology as well as Search Atlas Brain, as well as some new things we're releasing, bringing it all together into a 5-day crash course in agentic digital marketing. Also today, some of you guys, if you guys were in today's workshop, drop a 2 in the chat. I'm curious. We have workshops now. So if you guys are tuning in and you're saying, look, I love all this, but I need a more hands-on, smaller circle, smaller room. We've got these cohorts that we're running now for the workshops that are only 20 people. So it's a much smaller group. They run for 2 days. They're not as long, and they're way more focused. The workshops for this month are related to local SEO, local businesses, GBP automation, all of that sort of stuff. So if that's you and you want help, try to join one of those workshops. The feedback from today was amazing. We got really good remarks on that. People already asking us if they could leave testimonials. So really proud of the team's work. Esteban, great job on that. And just so you guys know, those workshops sell out usually within like an hour. So if you're interested, reach out to Fidan, pop a message in the community spaces to find out more about those workshops. But if you're on the wait list, don't be disappointed. If you're on the wait list, you will be kind of invited to the next workshop at the front of the line, so that if you couldn't join the one today, don't sweat. There is another one next week, but it's already sold out. We will have more. Just RSVP on the wait list so you can join those workshops. And definitely make sure you come to the Search Summit next month.
Yeah. One last thing, I just want to bring this up. Search Atlas right now has, I want to say, 52 open roles, guys. We are hiring from everyone to product designers, to content marketers, to front-end developers, to back-end engineers. If you want to work with us, if you want to build what the future state of digital marketing is going to be, please reach out to us. Please submit an inquiry. And if you are not a good fit, but you know someone that is, we're also open to referrals. We encourage it. And we would appreciate, you guys just sharing that and submitting your name into the hat.
Thanks for mentioning that.
Yep.
Search Atlas, the team now, we're 240 employees located all over the world. We've got, obviously we're here in Vegas, Nevada at my house.
Yep.
We got a big team in the United States, but we got teammates in South America, teammates in Canada, teammates in Asia, all parts, teammates in Africa, teammates in Europe. No teammates in Antarctica yet. But if you live in Antarctica and you got a good internet connection and you got a good microphone and your camera doesn't freeze up, you're also welcome to apply. But seriously, guys, would love to have more of you guys join us inside the team. We're 240 people, but by the end of the quarter, we're aiming at 400 people. So it's a lot of roles to hire for.
Yep.
And also would love to bring you guys into the family if you're interested. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And I think that's it for today, guys. If you guys enjoyed the live stream, please like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, support the work that we do, and leave a comment, not inside the live stream, but on the video itself, so that more people find out about our mission, about what we're trying to do here. And that's it for today. We will be doing another live stream, I think, on Friday. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We've got something really cool we're going to be dropping. I'm actually excited because there's like 4 products that are in the wings right now. We've got new stuff coming on local. We've got the brand vault, which is coming. We've got something really badass coming into the site auditor, a really insane visualization that we created. I actually built it. And a couple other things. The team's going to hate me for forgetting.
New white label.
Yeah, new white label capabilities, new white label experience that we're bringing into existence for you guys. So a lot of fire, a lot of heat. So make sure you subscribe. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. And Monik and Armand out.
See you guys.
Later. One more air horn.